Hey, what's up everyone? If this is your first time either coin collecting or visiting YouTube to kind of get a general idea of what coin collecting is about, or maybe there's a specific series that you guys want to know more about, this is definitely the place. In this particular video, I'm going to do the most condensed down kind of like beginner's guide to collecting Lincoln Memorial cents. Alright, it's a very expansive series. In spite of the fact that the series is just over 60 years old, it starts from 1959 all the way up to current. Now the current iterations of the Lincoln cent have a shield on the reverse. And in 2009, they did a one-year type Lincoln Formative Years series. However, I group everything all together because it's kind of like the more modern series from 59 all the way to now, in spite of the fact that there is a couple different design changes. So, where exactly do we start when it comes to collecting Lincoln cents? Okay, first and foremost, it is one of the most widely collected series in coin collecting. Okay, nothing else rivals it. Alright. Second of all, it's a great series to kind of just jump into for next to nothing. Probably the best, most economical way to get into collecting and just to kind of get a feel for it is to go to your local bank, pick up some of these bank rolls, okay, these wrapped rolls that they sell. There's 50 cents, 50 pennies to a roll. You can even get a full box. All right. Another great idea is to tinker around with some sort of organization, whether it's a coin album or some sort of storage that includes 2x2 flips or whatever the case may be, or perhaps just kind of sorting them in rolls, putting them back into paper rolls by date, you name it. So one thing you ought to know about the Lincoln series from 59 to current is that there are no recognizable key dates. Okay, there's no smoking gun 1909 SVDB, there's no 1914D 31S 22 plane, none of that stuff. There's not one singular date within the series that you could identify, pick up, turn around and sell it for $100, $300, $500, $1,000. Okay, that doesn't exist. Now, where the value really comes into play here, outside of date collecting, is in one of two things. All right, varieties, which encompasses double dies, repunchment marks, various transitional, obverse, reverse type coins, to name a few. All right, that and error collecting. And error collecting can be a little bit funny, okay? There's a wide range of errors that can be discovered, but finding out which coins are legitimate errors, because people tend to kind of fake certain errors, whether, if they want to show doubling, they'll squeeze two coins together in a vice. Okay, that's pretty common practice, and it's gone on for many decades. But recognizing the fact that there are no key dates, okay, varieties is your hot points if you so inclined to get into that kind of arena of collecting Lincoln cents. That's where you're going to make your most money. If at all you're interested in searching Lincoln cents to make money, some people just like the idea of collecting by date. They'll collect high grades, they'll collect low ball, low grade coins. It really doesn't matter. Okay, the series in general is very approachable. You could take an album, you could fill it up in an afternoon with one box of pennies. It's that simple. So what other things must you know? All right, I've touched on the varieties and errors aspect of it. So right here you have a number of what I call key variety coins that can be discovered searching Lincoln Memorial cents. And these are your hot ones. There's a bunch of them. All right, and then you'll have resources at the end of the video, various websites, manuals, guidebooks, that sort of thing that's going to help you along with the variety collecting part of it. You have the 69S double die, which is the most valuable variety I would say, in my estimation, in the complete Lincoln Memorial Series. Okay, nothing else rivals it. Some people find this coin, they turn around, sell it for $15,000 to $25,000 or more, depending on grade. Okay, and right next to it, you have the 1992 close AM transitional coins. All right, on standard coins, the A and the M in America would be spread apart a little bit. You can tell by the footing of the letter A and M. When they're pretty far away, that's a wide AM. The close AM is the variety, and those are extremely valuable as well. All right, plus we have a few other coins out highlighted there. The 83 double die reverse. There's no mistaking that that one is certainly a double die. And you know, you also have the a few of the other ones. The 2014 is actually a very valuable double die obverse. Okay, you have massive thickening of all the devices from the date, In God We Trust, you name it. It's a very nice coin, sells for a good deal of money. And if that's your thing, error collecting is, or variety collecting is definitely one place that you could kind of turn to expand on the Lincoln Cent series. And that's something that you could delve into as soon as, you know, get an idea of collecting by date. Because at that point, you know, people will collect by date and then they'll upgrade to higher grades, better condition coins. And then most people get lost after that. They're like, okay, well, I'm done collecting by year. What's next? Well, variety collecting is fantastic, and it's definitely a great way of kind of turning the corner and getting into something that's a little bit more involved and a little bit more challenging. All right, another fantastic area to where you could kind of make that other turn is error collecting. Errors exist all over the place in coin rolls or pocket change, you name it. Some people, you know, will go through their change, they'll spend it, and for those folks that aren't into coin collecting, you never know when they're going to shell out a coin that's worth $50 to $100. It's kind of hard to say. Here are a few examples of known error coins, and keep in mind, these are coins that can be found in coin rolls. If it could fit comfortably in a roll, it is searchable. All right, there are some pretty gnarly errors, you know, like off centers where the coin is stretched and it looks bigger. Realistically, those type of coins will never be able to fit in a standard coin roll. Maybe a mint bag perhaps, but the chance of that ever happening to even find a mint bag is pretty slim to none. So out of the errors here, these are some pretty basic common errors that, you know, people do find. All right, on the top left corner, you have a really prominent die break, which is also called a cud for short. This is a coin that sells for a nice chunk of change, and it's a great error to find. Piece of the die falls off before the coin is struck, and that's where you have that big blob void on there. Another fantastic error is laminations. Okay, this is where you have bad annealing of the planchets. Okay, so when they're struck, you know, the top layers of the coin will flake off. All right, and it's just a really poor alloy mix. These don't sell as much, but you know what? They're a great find. The more radical, the better. All right, plus we have a few others. You have a rim clip. Okay, you can see the little elliptical clip on the edge of that coin there. And you also have something pretty unique to cap it off, and this is a double struck coin in collar. All right, and the important part of it is in collar. All right, so when the coin is struck, okay, you have two dies pressed up against each other. There is a collar or a ring that holds the coin in place for the strike. If that wasn't there, this thing would just elongate, get all warped and weird, and it wouldn't fit in a standard coin roll. So you can see the secondary impression of the coin, and these are extremely valuable as well. There are a lot more errors, there are a lot more varieties. All right, and this is just scratching the surface. But if you guys are interested in knowing more, all right, more above and beyond what I'm telling you, there are a number of great resources, and it's all highlighted right here. All right, so you have the Red Book, Cherry Picker's Guide, both of which is very available at bookstores, through Amazon. I have the links below in case you're interested. Or better yet, you know, there are a number of different websites dedicated to coin collecting. You would be surprised that there is a huge community out there willing to help. You have your various Facebook groups. Just go ahead and type in what you're looking for, and more than likely there's going to be half a dozen or more various groups for that specific specialization of the series, like Lincoln Cents. Alright, so, and finally, you have a couple really good resources online. I don't know if you guys are aware of Chuck Daughtry's coppercoins.com. He is the foremost expert in varieties. He's the man, and he is also available on Facebook as well. He runs a site for Lincoln Cent Varieties, and you join up and he chimes in. Yeah, he's a fantastic resource, one of the nicest guys, very unbiased. Okay, he'll tell it like it is. And finally, you have Lincoln Cent Resource, okay, which is a fantastic, phenomenal site with various photo guides of various varieties. In addition, there is a really nice forum page on there. I encourage you guys, if you need help, jump on there, because there's a lot of guys that have been around the business, the hobby, for a number of years and decades. And finally, in the event that you're not sure what to look for, I've also outlined kind of a small list of key points. Alright, the key points are important to the video, because while I didn't talk about specific grades and whatnot, okay, it's always good to kind of get a general kind of glimpse of what we talked about today. So there are no key dates, none whatsoever, within the Lincoln Cent series. Some would argue, oh, how about the 1960 small date? That's a variety. It's not really the key date of the series, because there's a large and a small date. Alright, and you know, varieties and errors. Okay? And the last thing, quite important thing, if you're going to try and enjoy this, try and not focus too much on grade. Okay? Some people are really hung up on finding the most perfect coin, and if you're going through customer boxes from the bank of rolled coin, that's kind of tough. You're going to find a lot of the 2017s and 18s and some of the modern stuff in supremely nice grade. But realistically, if you're trying to do a BU collection, brilliant uncirculated collection of coin in an album, you have to be a little bit more flexible. But anyways, I hope this kind of video guide, it's more of a directional thing as opposed to listing out all the various varieties and dates, because this video can go on for like 2 hours. And for the sake of trying to captivate the attention of all the collectors out there and new guys and gals, alright, it's important that I get kind of straight to the point. I figured less than 15 minutes would be suitable for such a video. So if you guys enjoy the video, give me a great big like, you know, thumbs up, I appreciate it. And if you haven't done so, Blue Ridge Silverhound, subscribe to it. We talk about coins in every form and fashion, from the beginners to the more advanced stages, and it's a lot of fun. And you know, you don't have to take up all your time to dedicate to the hobby. There are people like me who kind of feed off of this, but all in all, it's a great hobby, one that will pay dividends for your future generations of family. So I appreciate your guys' time. Please let me know if you have questions in the comments. You can email me directly. It's blueridgesilverhound@gmail.com. Alright, so it's a pleasure. You guys have a wonderful afternoon, and I'll talk to you soon. Take care.